it's almost local election time, and my faith in using democracy to effect narrow escape, like we did with Brexit, that's non-existent when it comes to local government. I know it's a cliche to say that it's a matter of always voting for the least rubbish candidate, but in the case of local elections, you can't even do that, because it's much more of a hopeless, insidious mind wonk. Admittedly, I care less about conventional politics and more about this, and for the benefit, if you're just hearing my disembodied voice over some adverts, I'm making the part of the people freedom fighter ambiguous anti-hero gesture. But on a national level, it's fair enough to strategically vote for the Tories, because there's a chance that Billy Bragg might write a protest song about it, and he'll start playing his like one chord on the guitar, and he'll start speaking, and he'll just carry on through days and days until he just starves to death. But it's on a national level, you can make some sort of calculations, because I made that YouTube video criticising James Gray, and I admit that I might have been a little bit wrong, because he is rubbish, but you can take a problem to him, and he will take it to real parliamentary ministers, and then they'll say no. But and he's pro-Brexit, which was a shocker. But with local government, there's just nothing there except little parish council, neck curtain twitching oblivion, especially under Jane Scott. What's her name? Baroness Jane Scott. Like she's some sort of aristocratic, sour-faced, humanity-hating G.I. Joe villainess, surrounded by all the useless henchmen. What's his name? The high-waist guy? Parvis Kinzari? Don't know, just Google him, right? He's less like a public servant, or even someone pretending to be a public servant, and more just, some Wall Street yuppie who's wandered into some sort of bureaucratic special project money-wasting nightmare. Just look at it, it's like potholes. You could go to work with them, but instead they've gone to all the Y junctions in Malmesbury and put these huge, like, driving traffic calming bollards. So if you're driving at night, it takes as much concentration as navigating the Red October through the Mariana Trench. And these new traffic lights on the M4, it's all the other turn-offs, they're completely smooth, except all the traffic.
And he paused for quite a long time.
I think he just lost his train of thought.
All the traffic leaving Chippenham for Bristol, or the latest little Dyson yuppie spod hive. Why should people using all the other turn-offs be have their time wasted?
Guilty in the stars! I'll bring down their stars! I'll snuff them out in blood! This is my world!
In Parks and Recreation, you've got my favourite character, the guy with the moustache, Ron. I'm sure he's your favourite character as well. There's a bit when he explains to this little girl the evil nature of local government by just randomly eating 40% of their packed lunch, and that might be a bit harsh, but the whole thing is just a kind of an exaggerated liberal mafia. I mean, look at the newly built Riverside Community Centre in Malmesbury. That's fine, except there's still care homes closing down, and look at all the car parks in Wiltshire, the council car parks, earning thousands of pounds a day, and yet the public toilets right next door have to stay closed for want of an hour's maintenance a day. Are you telling me they honestly can't afford that? It's crazy. The whole thing is just totally corrupt, and yet any government party would do the same, whether it's Corbyn's hippie squad or the cricket playing, geography teaching Liberal Democrats, if they still exist. Do they still? I don't know. But it's the whole business is so hateful, and we won't vote for a change, so there's no point even talking about it really. I might as well just spend the rest of the video in a free association stream of consciousness just talking about nothing. Ink black running low, approximately 100 pages left. What are you meant to do? The printer will work, it never breaks down, you hardly ever need to change the ink, and yet if you buy a printer for your house, ink everywhere, Lieutenant Yar is killed, Data doesn't understand emotions, or does he? And you just end up with the same vibe as the Vic Reeves Born Free song, the lo-fi background explanation, and you don't understand any of it. The Doppler effect, walking past like the Schindler's List violin in the background, and it just becomes House of Pain. Jump around, Frank Langara's Jesus ? Pays an unexpected visit, there he is, and says you can check out anytime you want, no questions asked. But you choose to live on through the deep dark villages, the sniper monkey baby versus the flamethrower goons from Nightmare at Noon. 18 certificate. Who decides a person's gender or race? Flat Eric for Doctor Who.